The first DC Scratcher where you could win up to $1 million. It's the best chance of winning $1 million in the region. This DC Scratcher could make you a millionaire instantly. The DC Lottery is giving you 1 million reasons to play. So play District of Columbia Black today.
Oh, yes. My me time is when I'm apologizing for something I had nothing to do with.
My me time is when my in-laws are in town.
My me time is when my luggage went to the Bahamas. And I didn't.
Discover you time anytime with McDonald's new frappes.
And now you can enjoy some sweet, frothy you time at a price that's just right. Pick up a small mocha or caramel frappe for just $2.29.
Whether it's earning a promotion, landing that federal job, or winning the big contract, great moments don't just happen. They're the culmination of lots of hard work. The Graduate School has more ways to get you the knowledge you need to reach your next goal, your next great moment, with continuing education programs to fit your schedule and lifestyle. Great moments start at the Graduate School. Learn more. Visit graduateschool.edu.
The budget's a mess. Spending, taxes, and debt are skyrocketing. They're bankrupting America and leaving our children the bill.
I'm Keith Fimian. The career politicians have failed. They can't fix our economy. I will.
Keith Fimian.
I'm an entrepreneur, small businessman, and job creator. I've actually balanced budgets. I'll cut spending and reduce taxes. That'll get the economy moving and put people back to work. I'm Keith Fimian, and I approve this message.
The streets of a small Iowa town turned into a giant dance floor over the weekend. Here's what it looked like. More than 2,500 people in Pella put on their best wooden shoes and broke the record for the biggest clog dance. It started at 10:30 Saturday morning, lasted more than 6 minutes. The previous record was set in Holland with 475 dancers. Ha, we laugh at that. The numbers are still being tallied. No word yet on a winner. We'll be right back with more news. We hope you'll stay with us.
You cut, rip, and tear, but your brownies never turn out square. Need a hand? Now there's Perfect Brownie Pan, the new non-stick way to bake, slice, and serve perfect brownies. Just pour in your batter, insert the divider, and bake. Yum! 18 chocolatey brownies sliced all at once. And look, the bottom and sides separate, so anytime it goes on this rack, Perfect Brownie becomes the sweetest party serving tray. This patent-pending design bakes each brownie separately, so they're moist inside and chewy outside. Holidays, anniversaries, or barbecues. Just bake, slice, and serve. Plus, it's dishwasher safe. Perfect Brownie Pan comes with the gooey and chewy recipe guide for only $19.95. You'll also receive these decorative stencils to make festive treats free. You get the complete Perfect Brownie Pan, 10 stencils, and recipe guide for only $19.95.
To order a Perfect Brownie Pan for $19.95 plus additional processing and handling, call 1-800-915-1046. That's 1-800-915-1046. Don't wait. Call now.
Washington Business Tonight, weeknights at 7, only on News Channel 8.
Are you watching cable? Here's what you should be watching, your cable bill. Because you could be paying way too much. Stop spending more for second best. Upgrade to Verizon Fios and get TV, internet, and phone for just $99.99 a month. Guaranteed for 2 years with a 2-year agreement. Plus, a free DVR for 6 months. Fios gives you what cable doesn't. The best channel lineup and more HD. Facebook and Twitter on your TV without interrupting your show. America's top-rated internet. Plus a low price that won't go up for 2 full years. With Fios, you get more for your money. Why wouldn't you switch from cable? Get Fios TV, internet, and phone for just $99.99 a month. A price guaranteed for 2 years. Plus a special welcome to Fios gift. A free DVR for 6 months. Avoid the next cable price increase. Switch now. Call 1-866-685-FIOS. That's 1-866-685-FIOS. This is beyond cable. This is Fios.
Wind. Natural, abundant, renewable. And that's why we're harnessing it to help power Virginia's energy future. Dominion. What we do every day powers your every day.
Thanks for watching News Channel 8, everyone. I'm Dave Lucas. Here are your headlines. Police in the district are investigating the murder of a teenager found in a ravine. 18-year-old Alante Sutton was a senior at Ballou High School. He was also an intern for Councilman Michael Brown. An eyewitness claims he told police he saw a man shooting at Sutton a day before his body was found. Fire officials were at the scene of a big house fire in Maryland earlier this afternoon. Neighbors in the 1800 block of Berry Lane in Ritchie were able to get the folks inside, alerted to the fire, and everybody got out safely. The house, as you can see, though, was badly damaged. Investigators think it started in the carport. Its cause, though, remains under investigation. Let's head over to Kyle Osborne, who has a quick check of the forecast. Kyle?
It's going to be an active week, Dave. Tomorrow, cloudy and cooler. We'll see highs only in the upper 50s and chances for showers in the afternoon and possibly a thunderstorm. More showers on Wednesday, but much warmer, 77 for a high. Thursday looks good. Friday, a shower. The weekend should be dry.
From the News Channel 8 studios, this is Washington Business Tonight with Rebecca Cooper.
And good evening. Welcome to Washington Business Tonight for Monday, May 10th, 2010. I'm Rebecca Cooper. It was the best day on Wall Street in 14 months today, following news that the European Union reached a final agreement to contain Greece's financial crisis. That good news abroad helped ease concerns over some big losses from companies back here in the U.S. We'll have more on that in just a moment, but first, let's get to the numbers. At the close, the Dow was up more than 400 points to 10,785. The Nasdaq up by 109 points to 2374. The S&P 500 rounding out the day up 48 points to 1159. And meantime, after word got out last night about the big bailout plan for Greece, U.S. investors were practically giddy. 90% of the stocks traded on the New York Stock Exchange showed gains today, 97% of the S&P 500. But experts are cautioning there are plenty of concerns that remain.
The bulls came bounding in on Wall Street this morning, the Dow surging a full 400 points at the open and staying strong all day, closing up 404 points at 10,785. What had been dubbed Acropolis Now by The Economist magazine appears to have been contained, at least for now. European Union officials and the IMF agreeing on a $1 trillion bailout for Greece.
We shall defend the euro, whatever it takes.
But there are reasons for concern following last week's big plunge, including worries about the housing market, oil in the Gulf of Mexico, and the rocky jobs recovery. Today, outside one of Charles Schwab's trading locations in downtown D.C., investors say they are trying to follow the experts' advice to stay calm.
This is a long-term thing. I'm in stock market for a long-term investment, not short-term.
We're coming out of a really tough stretch, but I'm really optimistic about the future.
But the magnitude of Thursday's meltdown continues to cause big concern in Washington. Today, SEC regulators briefed Obama administration officials and announced new rules where all 6 exchanges where securities are traded will adopt new standards.
The White House is really concerned about what's going on here in the stock market, and they want to get a sense of what happened and how they can keep it from happening again the next time.
So all the finger pointing, well, NASDAQ officials did accuse the New York Stock Exchange of making Thursday's problems worse by unilaterally slowing trading. But today, they all kissed and made nice, officials at the 6 U.S. exchanges where securities are bought and sold, promising to adopt uniform rules for slowing things down if stocks fall too far, too fast. For more on the regulators' meeting today, go to our website, WashingtonBusinessTonight.com, where we'll have more insight to that meeting with Politico's Eamon Javers. And more now on that EU bailout. European leaders have put up $1 trillion to contain the debt crisis. Analysts say the huge sum supplied the shock and awe markets had been waiting for weeks. The bailout deal came in the early hours this morning. The International Monetary Fund is offering up some of that loan to help the struggling government. Meantime, we mentioned earlier investors' concerns today about the housing market. Well, those worries were spurred by a big name asking for more moolah. Fannie Mae today is following in Freddie Mac's footsteps and asking the federal government for a bigger bailout. The mortgage finance company reported a first quarter loss of about $13 billion. Fannie Mae has already received about $75 billion in federal help, and it's now asking for another $8 billion. Last week, Freddie Mac asked for another $10 billion. Meantime, U.S. Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood met with the head of Toyota today in Japan. Secretary LaHood says that more fines are possible for the car maker if more safety violations are found. Akio Toyoda also spoke at today's press conference and reiterated his company's dedication to following safety rules after the massive recalls earlier this year. So far, Toyota has paid more than $16 million in fines for safety violations. Good news from Detroit tonight. Chrysler is saying they have beaten their first quarter estimates thanks to some of the incentives it's offering. The company's CEO told reporters today that if Chrysler continues on its current track, it will exceed its previous guidance, though he's not ready to revise its year-end forecast. Chrysler is also set to release its new 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee later this quarter. The Detroit giant is hoping to make between $40 to $45 billion by the end of the year. Big news for AOL. They've hired a former top advisor to Bill Gates as new chief technology officer. The former Microsoft executive, Alex Guinness, will focus on AOL's content, advertising, and consumer applications. This appointment comes just months after the internet giant launched its New York Technology Center. Guinness is set to start at his new post on Thursday. Our next guest is co-founder of the Bisnow Media Empire and started his own entrepreneurial adventure called Summit Series back in 2008. It's dedicated to younger entrepreneurs and helping them do good. This week, the Summit Series hits DC. So here to talk about it, we're joined by Elliot Bisnow, co-founder of the Bisnow Media Empire. Elliot, thanks for joining us.
Hey there.
So you guys used to joke that you were the Bisnow Media Empire, but you kind of have become a media empire here in Washington. Everybody reads at least one of your newsletters, if not many. Where are you seeing some of the biggest success in terms of growth?
Well, it's funny. It started with me in my dorm room in college 4 years ago and my dad, and he was doing the writing and I would do the selling. And fast forward, we have almost 200,000 subscribers in 8 cities around the United States, and DC is fantastic. It's an amazing market, and the big sectors here are commercial real estate, the social scene, the legal industry, technology.
I think I speak for myself and all my friends who read it. You know, let's give Dad a little credit. He was a very successful business leader here in the Washington area, but brought you on, and you guys, I don't know who gets the more credit, but you get credit for bringing important business topics to our attention in a really witty, funny way, and yet not seeming to miss anything that's going on in our area. How big is it now?
Definitely give my dad credit. It's really awesome working with him, and I think what's fun is how we both kind of started together. He had done awesome stuff before, but this was a new endeavor, and we dove in, and we both weren't really sure how do you build something, and he really spearheads all the creativity. He spearheads kind of the fun and the vibe. They sent me out. I'm kind of like the wolf. They send me out to kind of hunt and build the brand, but Dad definitely leads the charge.
So free newsletters in just about every industry that you can think of in Washington. Well, let's get to your sole venture because it has been a huge success and something that some of the biggest names are now aspiring to attend. You created the Summit Series a couple of years ago. It started off 19 entrepreneurs just going on a ski trip. You got them to really think about philanthropic activities, and now it's a huge number of young entrepreneurs, and your DC Summit is going to include Bill Clinton, Mark Cuban, John Legend, Craig, the founder of Craigslist, 7 NASA astronauts. Who else is coming? It's kind of the must-attend event of the year.
Well, we're thrilled to host it. It's fun to bring it back to Washington, and it's really funny because it did start 19 people. Everyone likes this story because I picked up the phone and I was trying to be a young entrepreneur, and I didn't really know what to do, so I figured I'll cold call some people and I'll invite them to go on a ski trip. This was about 2 years ago. I was kind of this eager beaver, and I cold called the founders of College Humor and the founder of Tom's Shoes and Thrillist, and I convinced these 90 people to come skiing. And now it's 2 years later, we have about 700 people. We take over the entire JW Marriott, which is right next to the White House, and the goal is how do you bring all these awesome young entrepreneurs, the average age is 29, and how do you bring them all together in their 20s, their 30s, to really connect with each other, to focus on building businesses together.
And to do good.
And to do good. We've raised almost $1 million last year for charity, hopefully a bunch more this year, and you bring them all together, you realize that it's not all about making money. It's how do we teach them from a lifestyle standpoint to have fun. During this summer we go paintballing, we go kayaking, we go rock climbing. You learn about company culture. It's a new workplace for a new generation.
Well, it seems a normal fit for Bill Clinton. You've done a lot of work in Africa as Clinton Foundation is doing all this work. But how do you get Bill Clinton to come to your event? He gets 20,000 invitations a year. Not only is he coming to your event, you all have been to the White House and met with people in the Obama administration. How do you do that?
I have no idea. I don't ask
Yes,
me.
you do.
We have to ask somebody else. I have no idea.
You've got all these different people coming, and you've got young entrepreneurs who are a part of it. Ivanka Trump is always talking about different things that she's done with your organization. Who are some of the young entrepreneurs that you find most exciting?
There are a lot. I mean, I think the ones that have most inspired us, I like to use the example of Tom's Shoes, right?
He sells shoes and he gives shoes away.
Yep. For every pair he sells, he gives a pair away. You got it. And I'm gonna get you a pair. They're $45.
I'm gonna buy a pair so that we can give that pair away.
I'll buy the pair for you.
Deal.
They're $45. You buy a pair. They give a pair away. They've given away almost 1 million pairs, and that's kind of the concept of a business that is a real business, almost 100 employees, but has this double bottom line where they do good as well.
Here's your next business. My 3-year-old made this pen for Mother's Day. You can have him as your next young entrepreneur in the jewelry line.
He's got the internship this summer.
Well, Elliot, kudos. It's impressive to see you doing good with all the work that you do.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in. And up next, how can your business save on energy costs? Global business leaders came together here in the district today to find a solution. We'll have the details. Stay with us as Washington Business Tonight continues.
Thinking about selling your old car? Donate it to Volunteers of America and get a great tax deduction.
I don't want strangers coming to the house to look at my car.
I know. We'll give it to Volunteers of America and help those who are less fortunate.
Good idea.
Get a great tax deduction. Donate your car, boat, or RV to Volunteers of America. These people need your help. Donate your car to Volunteers of America. Get a great tax deduction. Donate to Volunteers of America.
Call 800-985-1609.
It's the one, the only, the original. The Universal Circus is going on now through Sunday, May 23rd in the parking lot of Capitol Plaza Mall. Get tickets now.
Achievement has its own patch of grass. Achievement unleashes hidden potential. Achievement looks forward to dinner at home. Achievement enjoys newfound freedom. Mortgages, home equity loans, and lines of credit from PNC, helping achievers borrow with an eye towards the future. PNC, for the achiever in us all.
We're in the energy business, but we're also in the showing kids new worlds business, and the startup capital for barbers business, and the this won't hurt a bit business. Because we don't just work here, we live here. These are our families and our neighbors. And by changing lives, we're in more than the energy business. We're in the human energy business. Chevron.
Get your youthful, healthy-looking legs back. A 45-minute outpatient procedure with the area's only board-certified cardiovascular surgeons can get you there. Varicose veins aren't just unsightly, they can cause discomfort and changes in the skin. If you're noticing discomfort or bulging, twisted veins in your legs, the vascular specialists at CVTSA can help. Make an appointment to learn more about this insurance-covered, pain-free procedure. Act now and be ready to show off your legs this spring. Call CVTSA today.
De Ranch, your African, Caribbean, and American restaurant, invites you to try our authentic, great-tasting traditional dishes. De Ranch offers a unique dining experience and a friendly family atmosphere. De Ranch is open daily for lunch and dinner from 11 a.m. to midnight for delivery, carry-out, or dining in. De Ranch Restaurant, just off Landover Road at Route 50 next to the Giant Food Store in Landover.
With energy demands on the rise, hundreds of leaders from around the world came together today to address the challenge and find solutions by promoting energy efficiency. Washington Business Tonight's Kathy Park tells us about this annual forum that aims to create new partnerships and help the economy, all by going green.
These energy professionals and policymakers from around the world don't need to be convinced about going green.
A tremendous amount of electricity is used, but there are ways, new techniques of using less electricity to do the computing.
But they are trying to influence others and show how energy efficiency is a way toward a better business and economy.
What we're hoping to do is to provide the information, the tools, the opportunities for partnership that allow businesses to grow their business and in so doing do good, meaning do good things for the environment, do good things for our overall economy, and do good things for our energy security.
The Alliance to Save Energy kicked off its third Energy Efficiency Global Forum on Monday, featuring speakers from both the public and private sectors, while giving attendees an opportunity to see eco-friendly products and technology. Joe Holliday with Rinnai says his company's tankless water heater is a hit, a green alternative to the traditional water heater.
It's a growing trend, and even in down economies, it's been growing at double digits.
And while companies are seeing success with their new concepts, others say there are even more perks by promoting sustainable energy.
About half of the job is energy efficiency. We also have to do other renewables, but by far the cheapest and the most reliable is to go for energy efficiency.
The conference runs until Wednesday, and two members of Obama's cabinet, including Interior Secretary Ken Salazar and Commerce Secretary Gary Locke, are both scheduled to deliver remarks. From the Satellite Center, Kathy Park for Washington Business Tonight.
Thanks, Kathy. Now let's get a check of the hour's top stories with Dave Lucas, who's standing by in the newsroom. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Rebecca. And here is what's making news. D.C.'s Chief Financial Officer, Natwar Gandhi, confirmed he has certified the D.C. teachers contract as being fiscally sound.